Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to the video. And in this video, I am going to talk about light and DPDR, why light can be so painful on your eyes and in your mind when you have depersonalization or derealization. And for those of you that are new to the channel, then welcome to the channel. My name is Dan, and I help people overcome their anxious thinking to basically get their lives back on track to get their life how they want it. And I do that using coaching methods. Let's talk specifically about light. And if you are interested in all the other types of symptoms that happen visually with DPDR, then I did make another video about all that, and I'll leave the link to that in the description. But this video is just going to be about light. Light and DPDR does really affect people quite badly sometimes, and they can sort of feel a bit lightheaded, a bit dizzy, and all these other really bad things that happens if they're in a light environment or a light space. So let's have a look at what some of those spaces are, why it happens, what you can do about it immediately, and what you can do about it in the long term as well. Let's have a look at some places where light can really hurt your head and really hurt your eyes. It can happen in shopping centers, warehouses, your bathroom, stadiums at night, offices, basically anywhere with fluorescent lights, a very sunny day. And this bright light pain or this bright light trigger is in addition to any of the other visual effects that come with DPDR, making it particularly tricky to deal with. What happens explained really super simply. So basically, number one is something triggers your fight or flight response. What happens when your fight or flight response gets triggered is that your body does undergo a sudden change, which is your body's way of dealing with the situation. So it's either going to fight or it's going to run away. The thing which is sort of fascinating here is that back in the day, when we really needed to use this because there were genuine predators out there to kill us and eat us, we would undergo these rapid changes, but we'd be too busy running away or would be too busy fighting to actually notice it. What happens now is that we still have that same physical threat or that perceived notion of a threat. So your body still reacts the same way. But because you're not physically fighting anything or you're not physically running away, you're just sort of standing there or doing whatever it is you're doing, you actually notice it this time. When you do go into this fight or flight mode, your pupils dilate and start working too well and taking in too much light. So basically that's what it is. Like your eyes are working, but they're just working too good. Once this starts happening, you notice it and you get caught up in the symptom rather than in the actual threat. And this is really the tricky thing because now the symptom has become the threat. And so finally you overthink it and you get more scared. So your mind thinks the threat is still there. And that's why DPDR can go so long and why it can be so painful for your eyes and why it can even trigger your DPDR to get worse. What can you do about this really annoying thing that it's happening? To get some immediate relief, you can get some light sensitive sunglasses or photophobia glasses. Basically, photophobia means light sensitivity, and these help out filter UV and blue light. I'm not an expert on this, and from my understanding, blue light, out of all the visible light that we can see, it has the highest frequency, which means the wavelengths are close together, which means it has the most energy. Blue light is created by basically anything that creates light. So the sun, computer screens, fluorescent bulbs, LEDs, TVs, but candles give off very little blue light. So instead of turning on a lamp, you could consider a few candles instead. These things will only help with the symptom. They won't actually fix the issue in the long term. And that last point is a really important point because with the sunglasses or with the candles and things like that, it's only fixing the symptom of the light affecting your eyes. It's not actually going to affect the reason of why your eyes are being so sensitive in the first place. I've done quite a few videos about how to treat the symptoms of this. Some of those things are grounding. That's going to really calm you down. You can also do acceptance where you don't engage with the thoughts or the questions that you're having. And of course, you can do some type of therapy with a therapist, or I do coaching to help with DPDR. Ultimately, these things I've mentioned are really the only way you're going to fix this in the long term. Essentially, the only way you're going to fix your sensitivity to light is to overcome your anxious thinking, which in turn is going to overcome the symptoms, all your symptoms of the DPDR. if you are worried about your eyes, then go see an optometrist and they'll be able to do an eye test to see if there is actually anything physically wrong with your eyes. My friends, I really hope you've learned a little bit from this video. And if you have, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. And please reach out to me if you want to discuss the symptoms of your DPDR or any of your anxious thinking, or if you want to be coached in how to actually sort of overcome all this stuff. And until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.